on concept of Yugoslavia in closure. I'm going to first of all declare any event now that is ongoing in association with my work here completely and in category of gained or given diplomatic immunity, because to the extent to which the territory continued to be used for various political manipulations, being associated to Principal Ancient Plateau, that is having first degree houses of political philosophy, and finding themselves today thrown in this kind of between this entire planetary reliance of someone to do the phantom work for them, and then they get out clean. I declare to the entire territory, therefore, this status diplomatic immunity, because they are directly associated to birthplace of my birthplace, and therefore birthplace of this work as it is, in the format in which I enclose it today. The credit goes to territory, its ancient plateau, and certainly given relief to population, because have been for longer period of time used as some kind of to-do protocol, and then being dismissed on the lower accounts and with lower references and lower name energy, lower historical positioning altogether, and financial and any other. That will need now to be changed. Right now, we are breaking that destiny of people living on these territories to continue be used as a regular victims or regular phantoms of whatever wrong gets on the planet. I'm also going to notice that Belgrade, you are going to notice, not me, but you, that Belgrade is actually a Sengidunum city built by Celts and directly associated to the pipes of Ireland, or to some, how you call it today, deep state of Ireland, and today in translation, Republican Party / White House of America, under which umbrella belonged the entire concept of British Empire together with New Zealand and Australia. That is where the story becomes bigger than it looks alike, and therefore the meaning of that city within the entire region, speaking of Belgrade, therefore. Will trigger here, of course, question how far we can release Belgrade from responsibility, to the extent that it will need to be prevented further escalation of that city to act as a foreign force and foreign hand in the region, similarly as Israel behaved. We will need to impose some kind of suppression account over the city. However, on the other side, equally, I'm not going to hold them too much responsible for the escalation of the entire situation there, in whatever perspective, when it comes to recognizing who is playing the father here, in terms of commanding and technically influencing the playground itself. It would follow, therefore, very logical conclusion that these territories get relieved from first account responsibility about the recent escalation of the situation altogether on the territories, but rather to perceive them as being used as a puppets or hostages, as being born and existing on such territories, that is hostages to their own history and hostages to their own historic heritages. I am recognizing them therefore in the face of two kids of the mother wolf of Rome, that is real Romulus and Rem, would be Serbia and Macedonia, of mother wolf Roman Empire itself. You're going to tell me that my energy actually creates a Roman Empire, and any empire for that matter. Let's focus here on the context of this event, this conversation, and that is the territories today cannot be held first account responsible for the escalation of the entire situation in aftermath of beginning of new millennium, and what were various ambitions attached to the beginning of the new millennium, where I found myself equally drawn into this entire swirl. But because I know how to deal properly with such energetic confusions, clearly I found myself rather confronting the entire concept from some kind of I'm going to call it historic competence. So I'm going to ask everyone to stay calm. Yet I would not like to see that you act as dogs once versus another, when each of you rather would need to accept now responsibility for where you are in this kind of historic charting, and we bring ourselves to the point where we actually start dealing with actual issues and actually start moving in the future with a perspective that we actually solve something as well on this planet. I have given enough ground here for anyone to feel rather relieved on being responsible on the way how they appear on the planet, but no one can be relieved from jumping over territories and using people and trying to misuse them and to benefit on their account. That cannot be tolerated anymore. So let's draw the lines here properly, and let's start moving in the future in most correct premises. The help is going, it has been promised here as well in a process. Let's give chance to the reform itself. And I'm going to ask you to stop stepping up when you cannot properly find yourself defined as such.